in my village, and the poor lady, how we had about 1600 acres land at that point of time, and how she will manage the land for almost 40 to 50 years. And she was the president of Panchayat board for about 25 years, uncontested. And the amount of work she had done for the villagers is fantastic. And I was one of those people, I didn't want to go at all for education. I wanted to be a cultivator. I'm a very good cultivator also. I was cultivating lands. I used to train my bulls and bullocks for the cultivation purposes. And I was so adamant I didn't want to go at all to the school. Even my younger brother had gone over to Bangalore and came. We were from Hosur and he came, he was studying and I was still cultivating my village. And I don't know what strategy she had adopted to see that I went out to the village and God's grace possibly I could make a fairly good success in my career, academic career too. And even I was in high school in fourth form, what is the 10th standard, 11th standard now. I used to say I would go to physics honors and then later in Indian Institute of Science I would go. This is the decision possibly I took at that point of time. I mean, my ambition was to go to physics honors. That was supposed to be one of the most coveted courses at that point of time. And later on I could go to physics honors. And later on also I could go to Institute of Science and I could fulfill whatever little ambition I had at that point of time. Right through it has been a very wonderful journey for me to have outstanding people, like as I said, my mother herself is one of the outstanding. Discipline, and hard work, sincerity, dedication, what we call Shraddha and Bhakti and Shraddha. And it is a role model for many of us to follow her and possibly have followed to a large extent what was they had in mind. And also she told me, it's not for money you work, you earn people. That's all what her advice was. Today, I didn't bring the diary with me. I have a diary with me. I think I showed it to Mr. Pardon me, I'm not getting immediately. I have about 2,000 names, most of them mobile numbers, and a few of them, of course, they were not at that point of didn't have a mobile number, but they had a landline. So at this point, anytime, anything I want anywhere in the country today, or even abroad, I can contact anybody and I can get any help from them in a moment's time. In fact, the outstanding speakers we had this morning, starting from Dr. Atreya, Mr. Narayan, and then of course Manikandan, just a telephone call, how Mr. Atreya responded, and immediately he sent also. Of course, he asked me what is the subject I want to talk. We gave him 3 topics. He wanted, and I gave him 3 topics. I knew that the topic which I gave would take it, and the other 2 were how we can apply it, them improved for service sector, and one more also we gave. As I said, the first one is life, quality, some life. I believe quality is one of the most important things in my opinion, and in my life I have seen. And without quality, there is no world at all, there is no way we can live. Quality is required at any point of time for anything you need for quality air, quality water, quality food, quality service, everything we want quality. And this is an eternal, I would call it as quality at Brahma. When we define Brahma, Brahma is everywhere and you can't see him, you can't talk to him, and at the same Brahma is there. Likewise, quality is something which you cannot define at all. You only can demonstrate what is quality. You can quality, if I want to say, you can talk anything, 100 names, 100 characteristics you can give, still you would not have completed what quality is. It all depends on what exactly somebody said, what customer wants today, what he wants tomorrow. It is going on changing. And fortunately, I took this quality as one of the areas all through my life in various organizations. I was heading the quality department. Later on, I came to general management. But my emphasis all the time was quality. And fortunately, if I were to talk about how I started the organization, is a different story. I don't want to go at this point of time, lack of time. But I don't know, with God's grace again, he asked me to take up quality. And that quality is going to remain for all time to come. If you take a product, it may become obsolete in the course of time, it may not be required at all. Whereas at no point of time you can say quality is not required. It is required in greater quantity and things like that it will happen. And so I must say to my colleagues who are working for me, and you can be rest assured, you will have all the time a need for new services. It's all what people, our colleagues have told earlier, how sincere, dedication, and then detail. The attention to details, what our colleague said, attention to details. And Shraddha and Bhakti, these are the two words, there's no English term at all. And if you can have that, I think there's no way, I mean, you can really succeed, you will be required. And they are rightly said, unless you develop your skills and then upgrade your skills every time, it is not going to be what it is today, what you require tomorrow, day after tomorrow. You have to keep up with that. Continuous learning what is required, and more importantly, all this what we are talking about product quality, it also talks about the machine and things like that. Machine, materials and things like that. Ultimately, all this only a person is behind all that. All you can't blame a defect because of material. It's the person behind who is there. That's unless the person is of that quality, personal quality. I believe what is required is personal quality. I have also talked in earlier forums in the same forum, in the same the birthday celebrations. Quality of person is the most important, personal quality. So to define what are all the present good qualities you should have, and what are the bad qualities you should avoid. And we also had a session for last 2 years back. My Gidda madam is here, she would be able to tell us. And we rationed what are the qualities we should have: honesty, sincerity, punctuality, integrity, quite a few other things we can go on. See, where do we stand in that line? Any characteristic out of 1 to 10, where do you stand? Are you 5, 6? How often your punctuality? How often 100% are you punctual? Or you late 1 day, 2 days? So you evaluate yourself every time where you are in that 1 to 10 scale and see how you can move like this. So in every quality, if you go on improving it, definitely that's what positive will be. Even if you talk about Bhagavad Gita or scriptures, they are talking the same thing. You have Tamasu, Rajasu, and Sattva. All of us have got all the combination of these three in different proportions. The Sattva man is almost at the top level, and other people could be in different proportions. How you find out how Thomas is laziness, right? Rajasu is more powerful and active, but the same not caring more about the values which Mr. Atreya was talking quite about, the values in life. What are the values you have in life, right? How dharma, what we talk about dharma. Dharma is nothing but what our religion tells us, how we should conduct our. We should not tell a lie, we should be punctual, we should be helpful to people. These are the qualities possibly what are required as the sattva qualities, and see how your necessity goes on improving it. Of course, it is not only we go by the absolute of what Shankara has told, that is ultimate, which we don't need it at this point of view. What we need is, what is it we could do to the society? If each one of us does rightly as our Ajna Narayana was called Igna, he is Muslim. It is called more as Igna, and he has shown, he has written a book, beautiful book, all of you should read it. But I was keen on all of you read his book. How, for a very humble beginning, he has established such a reputation, such a number of companies, how he is helping so many people, particularly the ladies who are handicapped or who have got so much of difficulties and all. It is something unimaginable. I was amazed when I saw this presentation of the people about. I bought the book immediately, read it, I went and talked to him. And again, my subject may not be very consistent when I'm talking there. The first, when I was probably with my collars on and I told him I have 600 people. First question is, do you need 600 people? This is what I am also telling. See, it is productivity. Today, unless we all become more productive, it becomes very difficult for us. We can go on increase the number of people. It only means with the little revenue that we get, we will have to share that poverty job. Unless each one of us see how to improve our productivity in whatever we do, the type of service we do should be first class. There is no question of leave work and rejection at all. And that also I can talk quite a lot of it. Today, out of 15 to 20% is the wastage that is taking place by leave work and rejection, which is a national waste. If all of us, we can see how we can reduce this, we are doing almost 60% of our production to the industry goes from small scale industries. Most of us are working for small scale industries, and the rejection is as much as 15 to 20%. You can see how we can reduce that rejection, and it's a saving to the company. Done quality, done the first right time, so it reaches the customer on time. And a job done in the first time is the first quality. Second grade, we should do it the rework and things like this. Second grade, so a lot of saving of money will be there. And the customer is the person. And national wastage today, resources are all dwindling. With the dwindling resources, how we can save resources and see our country become as good as any other country. Today, we are somewhere 8 or 9 in the quality level. Any level we take, sport we take, unfortunately our country, we get any other. Whereas we see China, Japan, almost 90% of the medals they take. What has happened to our country? I'm always little worried about country, particularly the way people, of even my boy who is now just finished engineering is already thinking of join Intel and he's going for studies abroad. Everywhere I see people moving out, especially the latest group of people, driving right on the whole country. And then what will happen? The type of things that is happening today is I wrote as the Prime Minister, unfortunately, didn't even bother to talk about what all I talked about, what the country is happening today, where do we end up at the end of the day. Although unfortunately he has no time to respond to some of those things which are very basic in my opinion. So there's opportunities, as I said, plenty of opportunities. In fact, I'm just thinking, in a lighter vein, I say, I'm sorry, when I make a comparison, kindly pardon me. Somebody told the other day, Shankara has established 4 mutts at different places, one at Srigeri, another at Dwaraka, another at Badrinath, another Puri and all that, for spiritual upliftment and things like that. And here, Shankar Narayan has established 15 establishments for quality improvement at different places. Humility, I'm talking this, I'm saying this because today quality is so important. Unless each one of us, each center, we can help the small scale industry to improve their quality, etc. Do that. So the common substance is how we can see, they're rightly, I think all the people said that. We have got body also has to be kept in perfect condition. I'm an example. At 96, but I can talk for 8 hours, provided they give me time. Unfortunately, I know the time is running out, I won't be able to do that. I kept my memory is fantastic. I don't know how I got that memory. And then my heart is very good. When I see somebody wanting money, immediately I'm prepared. I have hardly 70,000 rupees in my bank account today. But any money, recently I became, these people have become my partners. I was a little worried what my company would have and all that. I've given a little share they have given me. One temple in my Vasur, Shankar Narayan temple, my own name, they have given the Shankar Narayan name to me. And that temple, 400 years back, we have needed a renovation. I have given 60 lakhs to that, and maybe another 20 lakhs to that money. And I have given my mother's name for college, but poor boys, some scholarships from 10,000 I have given, 10 lakhs I have given, and things like that. So this is the way I have given whatever little money I got. I don't need any more money. God has given me everything that is required. So only the more and more I talk about it is how we can see body we have to keep it from. Our mind must be completely free from all the dirty thoughts and things like positive outlook. What is it we will think about? Our heart would be very, very, very soft and kind and things like that. How we can be helpful to people. And that's the heart is more important than the head, as rightly told by Mr. Manuel. Head intellectual is required, no doubt. And these 4, the one is about body strength is required. Emotional strength is more important. Intellectual strength is more important. Lastly, spiritual quotient. Unless we have all the 4 quotients, right, the body should be perfect, the mind should be perfect, the intellect should be perfect. More than all, we also should see our soul also evolves. It also should develop. Now, apart from all other things, we should look for that also. Many people say all this moksha and mukti is required and we should not come back. I'm one of those people. I'm quite against it. I want to come back. I don't, mukti itself, I see moksha here itself. When I see all this amount of honor, respect, whatnot I get it. Why I should think of any sort of, not having a reason or punasana? Certainly I would like to come back and do maybe whatever little things I did if you believe in karma theory, maybe whatever maybe in the previous year, this is what probably I have received for all that what I did, with all this I have received it. And I'm sure with this, much more I'll get it most probably in the next generation. I'm pretty sure about it. I'm pretty sure there's no doubt about it. So, the one lesson I'm telling you, that ladies and gentlemen, if my example is any example, it's an example to all of you, believe that do selfless work. It's not that it comes to you. You don't have to worry at all. Ajnanarayan, an example. They had hardly any money. I mean, I don't want to repeat what has written in his book, but today he is such a prosperous man. Not only he is living very well, no doubt, but he is helping so many people. So what we give, it comes back as cumulative interest. Believe me, what we give little, it comes with cumulative interest. We don't have to think to ourselves so much. We think of the poor people, the millions and millions of people may not have one meal a day. What is it we can do for them? And we are living in our rich, posh places. Can we not have little consideration for them to see what is it we could do? As rightly told, if each one of us become an entrepreneur, employ 10 people, and I think we have solved the problem of our country. The government cannot take this whole problem. I can assure the gentlemen, we believe in our government. They are doing their best, but it's not they. We have to do every individual. And each one of us, how we can be today, our potential is another important point which I want to tell you. Each one of us, my potential is terrific, fantastic, each one of you. You are not exploiting it, you are not using it. The potential is wasted. Hardly 20% of your potential is. Some of us, I think I might be using about 70 to 80%. I've got another 20 to 30% potential available. I can do it, but physically I'm not handicapped. I want to see that what I talked earlier. If each one of the vendors today is wasting 15, if I can help them to see it bring down, that way the nationals, there's a lot of saving nationally, and the customer is benefited, they get their time, and the vendor is benefited, and it's the best quality. This if we can do at all places, it's a wonder. We could do wonderful. The more important another one is the skill development. Today, most of our graduate engineers, when they come out from the colleges, when they go for an interview, they miserably fail because they are not able to answer the questions that are required. So I started a movement for skill development, and unfortunately it was COVID time, there was no response and things like that. And when I referred to Dr. Atre, he rightly told me, don't go for an institution, develop a research institute for quality. In fact, I wanted to raise one or two questions, but I'll take it separately. What is it we could do for research in quality, so that what he had in mind, I'm not able to get it. But I'm very keen I should do something to see that we can really move up, so that we could all be somewhere near the so-called advanced countries. We are no way inferior. I believe, having worked with so many collaborators from BHL and they from Tata's, I see there's no reason why we are in any way second to anybody. We have all the potential, all the energy, all the knowledge, everything. Maybe it's going in the wrong direction. Maybe it's the top level itself, it's not there. And I'm sure the messages that our beloved eminent speakers have spoken, taking the right spirit, and see what is it you could do. Put a target for yourself, what we will be in the next 6 months, 8 months, or 1 year, and how far you have achieved that in every field, whatever it is. Personal life is important, similarly, professional life is important, and our own